If you do see me in the street, tell me how you felt about something that I made, because it literally blows my mind every time. It's funny because there's so much about me that people don't know. There's this little layer on the top that people are aware of. And for the most part, I live this very, very private life. Touring finished and I stayed quite stagnant for a couple of years. I moved out of home and I went through a breakup within like a month. And I was just kind of knocking around this house by myself, learning to sleep alone every night, learning to enjoy my own company. There's all these crazy things that you go through. It was definitely a process, but I'm so glad that I have had that time, because I really feel like I've had such a period of self-discovery and I feel so comfortable and confident and happy by myself. I like what I like, and I like not knowing if it is like good or not. You know, I make pop music. My whole thing was to rip down any possible exclusive vibes. The thing about what I get up to in New Zealand is that it isn't interesting or exciting. There's a lot of just sitting in cars or sitting around somebody's kitchen table talking, and I think the first record, there was an element of trying to elevate those details to seem grand and special, whereas now I feel like I retreated inward, and a lot of what happened in the record took place at my house. I think that was all an effort to keep the telling not too romanticized. The record is just that weird document about partying, and I went to a lot of like fun, kind of scummy house parties in Auckland, which I feel like you can't really do in LA. In LA, they're like, we have a valet. And you're like, not the same. That's amazing. So prehistoric. I just constantly feel blindsided by life and so amazed by it and confused by it and betrayed by it, and it's all of those emotions that keep me writing, and I don't put myself in situations to have material. I think the second you're doing that, it's like cheating on a test. Just enjoying the art. I thought that everyone knew that I had synesthesia, and then I talked about it in this New York Times article, and I don't think people did. Wow. It really does shape the type of music that I write. And I think that, you know, the melodies that I write, my melodic language, probably something about it which is the way it is because of my synesthesia, because certain melodies, even if they are good, aren't colourful to me, and I only write in colour, you know, so I definitely am writing a certain way because of my synesthesia. Look at her little veil. I get a lot of stage outfit ideas. I'm like, let's make this crazy thing that I saw in a John Singer Sargent painting. Happens all the time. It's always like my favourite thing when people come up to me and tell me a specific story about a song or an album and their relationship to it. It's like the best thing ever. It's cool, and it especially blows my mind when people are like, oh, I was listening to this album when I was falling in love with my partner, you know. You're like, oh my God, like, because you know how that feels to, you know, to have those songs that you were listening to when you met someone or when you fell in love with them. And to me, that's like basically why I make music, like hoping that maybe someone will fall in love to one of the songs one day, you know. It's just like the best, it's the best thing you can hope for.